Hey guys, welcome to a video that I've never done before. At some point this year, I'm going to do a studio tour of this beast of a music studio, but first I wanted to check out some inspiration, and this is something I used to do all the time, and I must admit I got a bit obsessed with it when I was trying to find ideas for this bus. And a lot of the ideas I couldn't actually pursue because I'm in a bus and I'm limited with space. So I thought, why not look back at some of those pins and see what else is out there and what other people have done with their home studios over lockdown. So we're going to be checking out on Pinterest some of the craziest home studios of 2020 and 2021. I'm a producer here at Made on the Road, and I'm working with artists all day and every day, and I speak to them about all sorts of things like strategy, goals, and what they're doing every day and how to build their music into a career. And the first thing I always start with is building your environment. Like, what's around you, what are you going to be doing with the space, and how can you just make it the best it can possibly be? If you go into your office every day, or your studio, or the space that you're going to be working in the most consistently, of course you want it to look epic and you want to feel good every time you walk into that room. So I always say, before you start planning anything and getting in too deep with anything else, just focus on your space first. Which is why I'm making this video, sharing these ideas with you, because maybe this will inspire you guys to make some little changes to your space to get the best you can out of it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I think I'm going to get quite jealous of a lot of these. Oh dude, the lighting. The lighting. This is, I mean, that's a lighting dream, isn't it? I don't know if that would do my head in after a while though, I must admit. Do you know what, I'm a big fan of these like old school looking spaces, you know, like with all the wood and the carpets. I've got one of those carpets and rugs down here myself. I love them. Oh, clean. Now, I'm interested to know what you guys think of the studios like this, because this is like very clean and clean. I couldn't imagine writing a song that was like acoustic or folk or something really atmospheric in this room personally. Maybe they've got different like mood settings and the lights all change, but it looks a bit too space age for me. I think I'd have to be like a house producer or a techno producer to really get the most out of that space. But I do like the little telly. That looks like it drops down. I bet that goes like whoop and zooms up, and the silver speakers. Oh my life. Very nice. Very nice. More like this. Ooh. Oh, this is where we get the scroll of doom. Look at that spaceship. Holy moly, that wall of speakers. Again, this isn't really great inspiration for what we can do at home, but that is holy nice. I love those suspended, you know, those suspended roof things are so cool because you can light them. Makes the room seem really tall. And they're great for sound deadening. There's a lot going on in this room actually when you start looking around. And those chairs, I know those chairs are expensive. Alan Sugar has one of those chairs. That's how you know it's expensive. Right, hang on. I'm going to go off the little spaceshipy one. Is this the Made on the Road Mecca? I have a sofa in that colour. This could be the level up I have dreamt of. Oh, look at those lamps. I mean, it's not even really a studio, is it? Maybe behind the camera here is an insane studio of the same nature. Is that a mosaic roof? Woohoo! Yeah, that is nice. Some good paneling. I wonder if that's audio treated. Like, I wonder if it's almost like a spongy wall, or if it's probably more so just for effect. I'm going to assume it is. Dude, that would be so cool to have a room. Even to have a wall that looks boxed like that would be really cool. I mean, it's not really got much music relevance, but that is a very nice... Oh, there's more. There's more like this. Look at that. Imagine having an office space like that to have meetings. You'd feel so professional sitting there inviting a label around or an artist and sitting there and having a meeting and be like, I'm so sorry, it's like 1,000, it's 100 grand for a song. And you'd be like, I can see it. I can see why, yeah, have my money, take it. If having a song with you gets me this, I'm in. Holy moly. I love those colours though. I know those colours are very in right now. They're not studios though. They just have guitars on the wall. Don't be just, that's cool as well. I like that. I like that a lot. I wonder how expensive it would actually be to do something like that on the wall. I bet it's not as expensive as it looks. I think that's a good key, actually. Like, how can you make something look expensive? Like, this sofa was £300. No, it wasn't. It was 240 in a sale. And I think it looks great, especially with these colours. And like tiles, they were like second-hand, well, they weren't second-hand, they were leftover tiles in a sale. I think it cost me like £30 to do that whole wall in tiles. It just looks so much better. And investing in little things like the oak on this table is more expensive necessarily than it's worth, but it just adds, it's just better than like a fake MDF table, right? So if you save money in some areas and spend in just little areas like these little oak table bits, guarantee you're not going to regret that. That's cool, with a little backdrop. Is it a mirror? I think it's a mirror. Maybe it's not a mirror. I don't know, those guitars look like... Wait, that's not even a real room. It's just a render. Okay, this is more what I was looking for. Little home setups, looks like a little IKEA, 8 stacking thing with the DJIs on it. DJIs? DJIs, that's drones. DJIs? There's DJIs in music, right? I don't know, I've lost track. That's definitely a home setup though, and I dig it. Simple, clean. I mean, that's just so unnecessary for a songwriting station, but hell yeah. Totally in on that. And also, actually, look at the lack of clutter. Everything is so precisely placed, and I'm sure it does not look like that on the daily, but look at the cables on his phone, or her phone. Going underneath that bit it's just so tidy, and I like that. It's like stressless. Nice. Very nice. I like the low beam vibe of what's going on in there. I'd be interested to hear that room. It doesn't look very sonically treated, but the fireplace is nice. It's harder to get a vibe like that in your house though, you know? Oh, my knife. Those bricks look fake though, don't they? I don't know if I'm a fan of that, but I do like that light that hangs down. I do like the industrial shelves going on as well. I don't even know what this video is turning into. It's basically, you're just watching me. How do I get off the... Excuse me. Bye. You're just watching me scroll now on Pinterest. That's nice. That's very doable at home, right? That looks like a little IKEA stool, probably 50 quid, 80 quid, something like that. A table you could probably make yourself. A little shelf, some green plants, keeping it all monotone, and a nice floor. I would want to work in that space every day. I'd be happy with that. The only thing it's missing is a view. I'd have a nice window behind that. Right, what else have we got? Okay, this is more the average, everyday kind of home studio, right? I like the dark wood. A little bit of I think a lot more can be done with those cables. Bit of cable management needed. Again, familiar rug floor. Plants makes things look good. Plants and lamps. Very hard to say. Plants and lamps. What more dream studio stuff have we got going on here? Some of these are just ridiculous. That is nice. Those panels I know you can buy online and they're not too ludicrous. Like, they're not crazy. You don't need a whole wall of them, but they're not too crazy. But that's a nice little setup. I dig that. And I like the little corner panels. I bet that didn't cost too much, you know. I bet all in, minus equipment, that room... I mean, the table looks very basic. I reckon you're talking £500 for the whole lot. And I'd say that's, like, nice. I'd be interested to know in the comments down below, what would you say is a reasonable budget to spend on an office space? Bearing in mind that if you get it right and you're super excited about that whole space and you get it right, spending that £500 could get you motivated enough and dedicated enough to your trade to actually make £5,000. So you could even argue that this investment for the headspace is totally worth it. That's nice. That is a nice little home setup. I keep seeing a lot of these, you see that backdrop? Oh, come on, help me. Help me out. That backdrop, I'm seeing a lot of those kind of backdrops, and I've seen a few friends that have made those out of like just spare bits of wood. They've just cut them at different angles and posted them all together. So that'll be a really cool DIY project. That table's nice as well. Holy moly. Couple of subs under there. It's all about that view, isn't it? Let's be honest. But these chairs, you know, just investing in a good, comfy chair, you don't need much to make your life nice. I really firmly believe that. Right, let's look for a couple more. A couple more. Oh, that's cool. The inside of a piano. They've mashed up a piano and hung it up on the wall as artwork. I like that a lot. Very cool. Very, very cool. I see a lot of people investing in these kind of desks, right? I also have a friend that built one, and because you can get like a sketch, like a template for these kind of desks online, where it gives you all the dimensions. You measure it, draw it out, cut them all up, and put them together like a big jigsaw. But that one looks nice. That looks expensive, very expensive. But I bet you could replicate that so easy. These desk setups just seem to be so popular because they're probably just the most comfortable to sit at. That's cool. I'm in on that as a little home setup. Loads of plants. Plants just disguise any other corners that you've cut, right? So look at those shelves, really basic lamp shelves. Not that exciting, but throw a load of plants in there, suddenly very exciting. I wonder if those plants vibrate off the speakers though. Surely they do. Surely they do. Simple setup, very cool. Looks like in a very plain room as well. I'd say that's like the most ideal one for any of you guys wanting to get fancy. Like get some plants. They could be real plants. Although you don't want to, do you want to water real plants on top of your speaker? Probably not wise. Probably not wise. But would recommend. Oh, this is nice as well. Okay, this vibe, I'm in on all of these. More like this, I'm in on all of those. Looks like they've built those rack units themselves. Nice little view. Some plants going on. Yeah, here we go again. Nice chair. A nice table. The rest of it, I bet is... I mean, there's not really anything else going on. So nice chair, nice table, and some plants makes a whole world of difference. Where are we going now? Galaxy chocolate? No, don't tempt me. Beautiful space. I bet that's an IKEA mirror. Nice little picture on the wall. That's not that expensive of an investment, but that plant is not productive, right? Oh, the little lights. I like that. Kind of creating a bit of height to the room. When you're sat in there, you kind of sat there in your little tent space. I dig it. Oh, messages. That's cool. Little pallet backboard that looks like are they pinning stuff? Are they just taping it? That's a nice idea. I bet you could do that really cheap with you know, get a load of pallets from your local garden centre, paint them white, sand them down, paint them white. Nice little backdrop for a desk, that. I like that. I dig it. These are cute. It's cute spaces. Even little things like this, right? If you go to a market stall, there's a great one in Brighton. If you go to some market stalls, there's some really old cameras. I bought one for like €1 in Germany. Let me get it. And I literally have this by my bedside table, and I just think it looks really cool down here, just having it sat there. Little, look, cool little old school Kodak, snappy, Instamatic. You know, bang it here, just bang it on the edge of your keyboard. Just looks cool. For €1 that cost me. Obviously this looks like a legit camera, but that wouldn't take long to do. Buy some empty frames, print out some of your favourite pictures in black and white, get some plants, basic white desk, or invest in a nice desk, cool chair with a little throw over it. I mean, what are you saying? £100 minus the desk and chair, but £100 to like make that look super nice with the lights and the plants. You're not going to feel bad sitting there, are you? Let's be honest. That's cool. Considering how much stuff's involved in that, it's still a front room, isn't it? Just loads of gear makes that look sexy. That's cool. Look at the views. Holy moly. There's something that doesn't feel right about that, right? So clearly this person, like, you know, dream catchers. She looks like she's got this cool hippie vibe to her. You know, like gypsy jazz vibe. Loads of plants, loads of cool rugs. But then she's probably in some like super expensive high-rise that vibe looks like her ideal place would be to have a studio like in a forest somewhere. Obviously, I'm absolutely stereotyping, but an amazing studio space in the city. That's cool. I like that. Dig it. Clean lines. Everywhere looks like it's got its place. Cool lighting. The light above the, I think that's the light above the computer screen. I dig that. I like that. Just spotlight. Great for those of you that are like night owls. You like working in the evening, but give yourself a bit of light. Oh, I love that. Love that little corner shelf up there. I dig all of these. I think ultimately it comes down to, for me, good plants, clean lines, like that's super nice. Some pictures on the wall with some frames. And if you want that studio vibe, then getting some of those acoustic panels and just being a bit more, like, you know, being a bit creative with it. We could keep scrolling for ages, couldn't we? We could actually keep scrolling for ages. Let's just check out a couple of epic ones, shall we, before we go? Wow, dude, that's cool in a house. That's very cool. Creating a full-on studio. I mean, probably quite expensive with those lights. Let's be honest. Clean lines. I dig it. I dig it. So, I think all of these, I mean, there's some good inspiration in there, and there are some ideas in here that are affordable. Obviously, some of these studios are absolutely ludicrous. Like that ceiling is going to cost a couple of grand. I bet it sounds amazing. But appreciate a lot of us don't have those kind of budgets. But being creative, like with palettes and, you know, it'd be really cool to, I mean, I have skylights, so I can't really cover them up, but like to create something that like kind of hangs a bit lower and just create a couple of different depths would be really, really cool. But loads of DIY tricks in there. If you guys do find some inspiration from this video, I'd love to see some pictures. If you wanted to send me a DM with a couple of pictures of your studio space over on Instagram. My Instagram's GeorgeJazzmanHolliday with 2 L's if you want to come and connect up. And let's just geek out and share some spaces. If you want to see more pictures of this space and the studio views from this angle rather than where you're sat, you can head to Made on the Road UK on Instagram and just have, you know, have a little follow of the old van life. But I hope this kind of inspires you to maybe think about your space and like, how can you make your space look better? I've got loads of plants here that you can't see on camera. It would be nice to get more plants going on here. Maybe it's making me think now, you know, above the TV, maybe I can have some plants. The drama that I have is that when I'm traveling, it's a lot more difficult for me to have plants and things out because they all fall over when I start driving. So I try to keep my life relatively easy in that sense, but I could definitely afford some more plant space. Got some plants over there, some in the bedroom, loads here. I highly recommend. Go make your spaces feel good, and I promise your productivity and your creativity and your drive and motivation is gonna feel good. It's gonna feel better. So, you know, spend that time, spend a little bit of money if you have to, spend a little bit of creative power, you know, DIY weekends and things like that, and just see if you can just make your space feel better. And I promise you, it'll make a whole world of difference. Right guys, very casual video from me today. I wanted to do something a little bit, you know, a little bit less intensive of the old production stuff. I will catch you in the next video. If you want to check out any production videos, have a hunt around on this channel. If you want to hear productions that we make in this space and in this room, and you want to challenge me to what it sounds like in here, head over to the website madeontheroad.co.uk, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, look after each other, and remember, never stop creating.